Like,
Okay. Hi, everyone. Oh my goodness. I completely did not see this reminder today about me having to come on. So I do apologize if I am an hour behind. My goodness, to talk about being a little forgetful, but I'm human and things happen and that is okay. And we are allowed to be in that space sometimes. Happen and that is okay. I'm just going to make sure that this is on properly for everybody here. Welcome, welcome, welcome to all my beautiful, lovely, amazing beings. I hope you guys are all doing exceptionally well. Happy Thursday. I'm feeling 10 times better. I'm feeling 100% better, actually. But my partner is still not. We are still a sick household. I am actually taking this time to cancel a lot of my appointments because I do not want anyone to be sick today. And I just want to give thanks to all of you American beautiful beings out there. Happy Thanksgiving. Many blessings to you all. I hope you guys have an amazing time with your family, your loved ones, with yourself, wherever you are in the United States. I'm just sending you guys a lot of love. So today we are going to talk about why accessing your ancestors is a great way for you to have inner growth within yourself. So for those of you who are on, come and say hello and introduce yourselves in the chat. For those of you who are watching on replay, hashtag replay and say hello as well too. Let me know what you guys get out of this entire thing. So as you guys know, I am an ancestral witch. I'm a spiritual business mentor. I help spirited women step into their true purpose within their business and within themselves by truly activating all of who they are and by stepping into their truest purpose. One of the things that I want to talk about is about accessing our ancestors and why this actually really helps with the inner growth inside of us. There's so much of our movements that happened that we forget in this very, very time, that the ancestors were the first ones to actually come in, talk to us, guide us through their spiritual ways into the womb out as well too, making sure that we are protected, we are loved, we are cared for. Why is the lineage so important for us to remember? Because there's wisdom, there is thoughts, there is knowledge, there is things that we learn from them very, very much. And so I am just coming on here to say that 100%, a lot of my clients who have worked with me, who have come into the service with me, who have either gotten ancestral readings, who have either gotten into a program with me, have elevated their connections with their ancestors. And their inner growth is a story I want to share with you. It's a story I want to help you see inside of yourself, because embodying and knowing our ancestors and taking on that wisdom helps us to really flourish in everything that we do. So I'm going to put my glasses back on. If you guys are ready, let's get started. The ancestral ways allow us to deepen that connection inside in a way that brings forth true wisdom within us. We get lost and confused sometimes. Sorry, somebody's moving around back here. Lost and confused sometimes in what we are wanting to become. And so our ancestors hold the wisdom and the key of our purpose within them. And sometimes when we are conflicted, unaware of where we're going, the most times that we call on to is our ancestral lineage. Most people are like, well, no, it's my spirit guides. It's this. Well, here's the thing, loves. Who did you think your guides were? They're your ancestors. They're the beings that are close to you. They guided you through everything here. So connecting with them and getting to know who they are, getting to understand your lineage, it helps us to grow more into who we are. It helps us to flourish into the purpose of who we are. So grow into that, become that. Acknowledge them. And how do you acknowledge them? Many ways to acknowledge your ancestors. Build an altar. Start, talking to your family members, if you have them, about any pictures they might have of your ancestors, anyone's who's passed. Start to ask them in the physical form. Like, we as humans make it so much more complicated than it needs to be. Like, the ancestors are like, why are you guys making this complicated? Just ask. Or have a reading with someone who connects you to them, or go into an adventure into one of your homelands from your mom or your dad's side or your great-grandfather's side. There's so many ways to connect to them, but the first and foremost is to acknowledge them. Acknowledge your ancestors. In this movement, in this space with my ancestors, I'm going to tell you guys about my story first, is that without them, I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't have known what my purpose was without really acknowledging them. I tried to deter away from that purpose, to be honest with you, when I was really, really young. In my 20s, I said to myself, I don't need to do that. You guys go on. I don't need to handle anything that my ancestors throw at me. I don't want to know. I don't care. Well, it deterred me away. I lost my son. I went into a relationship that was very abusive, and I became this empty shell for those 8 years, thinking I was happy because I had materialistic items. And I'm sure some of you can relate. There were times, I'm sure, that some of you have even felt that for yourself, that you were in this space because of that. And without my ancestors, without the guide of my father, and without the guides of my great-grandmothers, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. I've called onto them every single day since then, since the time of my son's loss. And I was in a spiral of the dark night of my soul. It was one of the hardest things I ever had to go through. And, most people are like, oh, well, what about when your mom passed? Of course, that's a hard time, but this isn't about that. It's about where I connected with them the most. I felt supported. I felt loved. And, a lot of people are like, well, I'm alone in this. You were never alone with your ancestors. They're always with you. Even in the darkest times or the lightest times, they're always there. And so the growth of knowing my ancestors was important to me. I began studying a lot of different cultures, different things as well, too, to understand that everyone has a specific lineage in these parts, right? My mom is Filipina. My dad was Spaniard. I had two of the most interesting sides to it all. And in each part, there's a history in both ends. And it made me understand where I can grow from, because all it is with our ancestors is growth. They are showing you their wisdom. They don't care if you carry their trauma. They don't hold on to that. We do, because we want to feel important. We don't need to hold on to their traumas. That was theirs. They held to that. They were the ones that did all that for themselves. They're asking us to see the wisdom it brought into us. And that is how we grow with them, and how important it is for us to grow with them, and where we want to grow with them. So have you been calling on to has your ancestors, been calling on to you? Have you been hearing them? Have you been like, why are they calling me? Why are they asking me to go here? Why am I so, I'll just use why am I wanting to go to Italy? Why am I wanting to go to Spain? Why am I wanting to go to Mexico? Because your ancestral lineage has either traveled there, you've been a part of your ancestral lineage, You've either, there's parts of your past lives that are connected to it. Whatever it is, that has a lot to do with your ancestral wisdom. And everything that we put together helps us grow even more. So why are we denying ourselves the connection? Why are we saying, oh, well, I don't need to. I just have to cure my ancestors. Your ancestors don't care about curing. They're not in that space. What they care about is protecting you, loving you, supporting you, being there as your guides, allowing them to guide you. Why do you think we celebrate so many things like de la Muerte, which is the Day of the Dead? We celebrate Halloween. We celebrate connections. They're not here just part-time. They're constantly here. So when you are ready to step forth into that movement for yourself, it is time to say hello. Say hello to your ancestors. Greet them at the door because they've been at your house protecting the heck out of you. Why is that so important for inner growth? Because they are really there to support and guide you and help you grow. It's not any more simpler than that. They are truly a beacon of connection for you. They guide you, they gift you the things that you already have within yourself. Where did we get all these amazing, powerful gifts from? Our lineage. So, are you ready to step into the light of your ancestors and say hello to them? Then do so. Take that time to do so. Your lineage is calling on to you. It is the time of the ancestral wisdoms, right here, right now, no later. Most people are like, oh, it only happens in October until November. Ladies and gentlemen, mostly ladies in this group, or gentlemen as well too, in different platforms. The ancestral wisdoms are coming through like crazy. In the next couple months, you are all going to feel some intense magnifying energies. And we're here to take on that wisdom so we can guide others, the children, the newborns, whatever. And one of my girlfriends just confirmed to me the other day about what's happening, what she received as well. I was like, yep, I knew it. And I'm not trying to sound like I'm a know-it-all, but it is more of just stepping into that light of everything else that we're doing. So are you ready to step into your truth with your ancestors? If they're visiting you, there's a reason. One, you're not paying attention enough if you don't work with them. And two, you have something that's very close to you that's happening in your life, and they want to support you and they want to be there for you. So step into that. It's time for you to step into your lineage. It's time for you to step into yourself. It is time for you to flourish and grow and receive all the amazing abundance that you actually deserve. Because they don't want to see you suffer. They don't. They don't care about that. We're holding on so much to the problem instead of actually taking the wisdom with our ancestors that it becomes more of this urgency inside of us to feel into something. You've always felt your ancestors. You've always known that they were there. And I'm calling that out because I know for a fact, because I see it. I actually see it. I see your ancestors literally walking with you. I'm a clairvoyance, if you guys want to call it that way, whatever it is. I see the ancestors standing beside every single human being that is here. They are literally right there, right beside you, saying, this one hasn't acknowledged me. This one sort of gets me. Why is this one not paying attention? And that may sound demanding to you, but it's not. What they're trying to do is give you that support. You're looking for personal growth. Guess what? They can help you. You're looking to take on your inner child growth and work within yourself. Guess what? They can support you too. Your ancestors are there to support you, give you wisdom. I had a client who was on a call with me one time, and she was feeling really lonely, and she wasn't in this space of seeing how supported she was. Even though she's such a powerful being, she was so connected. And during my programs, I provide my clients whatever support they require. And so I did an ancestral reading and a healing and a connection with her. She comes from this beautiful culture that has these amazing dragons. And the first thing I did is I put her through a meditative state, and I put her through the connection of her Akasha. And I called on her ancestrals. And they were so beautiful. The first thing that came through was this dragon just kind of like floating through and stuff. And it was so nice. You know, I love stepping into those energies when you guys gift me that. That to me is a gift. That to me is a gift. I was like, oh my God, I love this. When people give me the authority and the permission, I should say, in coming into their energies, I love it. It's so beautiful. And so this dragon flew by. It just like started flying through. And I was sitting there, and I could feel her heart, her desire to feel needed and supported. You know, she was in this space where she just wasn't feeling that. And then so I called onto her ancestors, and this is how I work. I work with my beings, my ancestral beings. And ancestors can also mean star seeds as well too, just to let you guys know, because they are part of your ancestral lineage as well. Okay, so this is what happened. I connected with the ancestral beings, and I asked my ancestors, can you please call on her ancestors? They said no problem. They pulled them through. Her grandfather showed up, just hugging her and supporting her and saying, we love you. Why are you so sad? We are right here. And then this beautiful woman came through, who must have been one of her great grandmothers, came through as well and just started hugging her. You know, in the hardest parts of our times, our ancestors actually hug us a lot, because they want you to know that you are supported, you are loved, you are connected to them. We get into our heads too often, way too often, that we forget that they are right here. We forget that they are seriously right here. I can't see. And so I want to bring this into a conclusion of knowing that all of you have been getting a call to connect with them, to be a part of the movement with them, and that you are ready to step into your truest purpose of yourself. Because if you're still searching, it's because you haven't been fully connected yet. And part of that is because you haven't engaged in the connections of the past, present, and future together as one. And so our ancestors are asking us to connect with them because they want to pass on their wisdom to you. And so if you are ready to work with the wisdoms that have been given to us so that we can make this into the golden ages that it's meant to be, to come with love, no hatred, to come with compassion instead of jealousy, to really work together to explode this beautiful world into the brightest light that we are meant to, then connect with your lineage, connect with your ancestors, and know that they are there. And if you're looking to work with someone who can connect you through it, if you are trying, it's not working, you're like, how do I do this? Where do I go? How do I feel? You have the link in the overview. Book a call. And let's connect you to your ancestors. Let's bring you forth to the missions that you've been brought for yourself here and now so that you can understand how to navigate yourself in this world of absolute chaos. Because guess what? In this absolute chaos of this world comes out the most purest lights, and that's you. That's why your ancestors are here to support. They know what's going on. They're not crazy stupid. They're not. But they are here to support you in your mission, on your purpose, and everything that you do. Anyways, guys, I'm going to get going. It's I'm going to be honest, still a little tired. Illnesses are occurring in my household. As you can see, Mr. Bandito is wanting to go see if his papa is awake. So I'm going to go do that. Anyways, have a beautiful Thursday, everyone, and sending you guys all so much love. Take care.